with Triple H talking about a potential CM Punk return to WWE and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. As WWE stars arrive in Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel, the Saudi government has been warned that there could be an attack by Iran, with PW Insider giving an update. We are told WWE has been in regular contact with the State Department in advance of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. We're also told that those in the company have been told the arena that is believed to be endangered is nowhere near Riyadh, where Crown Jewel is slated to be held. When it comes to stars that are likely not set to arrive in Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel on Saturday, it was said on Wrestling Observer Radio that I don't expect Sami Zayn there. No one has told me specifically that he's not going, but he has never gone before and they didn't want him before, and I don't know if that's going to change. He is the most entertaining guy, so who knows? Following a release from WWE, former NXT star Sloane Jacobs took to social media to release this statement. "Bend, don't break no matter what. Wrestling will always be my home. From when I was a fan in the crowd to when I was on TV. Thank you NXT for helping me learn and grow these past months. Now on to whatever is next." After releasing a statement of his own regarding his release, former NXT star Bodhi Hayward told PW Mania that he expected a main roster call-up, saying this about being let go. "My first initial thought was I was in shock. It was 100% out of left field. I was upset too. I felt the relationships I had there that were being built were good. I was shocked, and it was a big blow to my confidence. I was thinking, chase you main roster, but I was shocked and hurt. It showed me that there is a lot more to this business that maybe I do have to learn about. In some ways, shape, or form, you were always in control. I look at this as a great opportunity. I feel that I'm made for this, physically and mentally. The one thing I always wanted was to cut an in-ring promo. I love being in front of crowds. I never feel more comfortable than being in front of them. That's what will make me successful in this business. I love the Brodies, and they're loving me back. I want to love everyone for who they are as well." Given the recent news of NXT stars being let go, it may come as no surprise to hear that regular NXT releases will continue, with the Wrestling Observer noting that the feeling was that for all the people who were dropped, the main reason was lack of progress. They thought they weren't improving fast enough. That's going to be the case. They're going to be cutting people at the 6-month mark, at the 1-year mark, if they're not progressing at a certain level. Anyone who doesn't get to TV in 2 years will get cut. We're going to get regular developmental cuts. Giving advice to AEW President Tony Khan, Eric Bischoff said that Khan should reach out to former TNA producer Kevin Sullivan, as he said he has a show Bible that we presented to Spike TV before it became Paramount. That was something that I felt was absolutely necessary for TNA to do in order to grow its audience. Ask Kevin to see that Bible, because in that Bible you will see the top 4 stories that are essentially driving your business. I had those storylines broken down 3 months at a time, so the network could get behind what we were doing and knew what they could promote and what they should invest their promotional resources into. Speaking about his matches against Cody Rhodes on the independent scene, Kurt Angle heaped praise on the star, saying, "I loved wrestling with Cody Rhodes. I actually wrestled him 3 separate times when I left TNA, and I was doing the independent circuits for about a year. Cody was great. I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. So I beat him once, he beat me once, and then we had the rubber match. I felt because he had a bigger career ahead of him, and I'm nearing the end of my career, I said, you know, Cody, let me just do the job for you. Let you go over, continue on with your career, because I'm nearing the end of my career, and that's what legends are supposed to do. They're supposed to make other wrestlers before they retire." With Mr. Money in the Bank Austin Theory coming up short in many of his matches lately, former WWE writer Vince Russo had this to say about it on his Legion of Raw podcast. You're beating the guy continuously that has the Money in the Bank case. Chris, what is the point of having the case then? That is supposed to be a threat that when that guy cashes in the case, it's game over. But when you're losing every single week, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Well, I think it's safe to say, and Chris, if you disagree with me, please disagree with me, Theory means nothing right now. I mean absolutely zero. Nothing. During the Q3 earnings call for WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H was asked about the long-term creative vision for the company as he said, "It's looking at a year-long cycle of content creation over that year and trying to pick places that you want to go to and put them into your creative GPS and figure out how you want to get to those things. It's looking further ahead than we've ever done before. As we're rounding the bend to come into the new year and looking at WrestleMania, I'm already beginning in my mind with the team collaborate on what we want next year's WrestleMania to look like and how we want the spring coming out of WrestleMania to transfer into the summer and into the fall. It's a large cycle, and the further we can get ahead of it to know where we want to go, obviously our business being different than making movies or anything else with the human beings involved, injury rates, everything else that come along with it. When I look at the creative we're doing right now and the success of that, understand we're still doing that without Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Those are significant stars that when they return will move the needle as well. The other big thing for us is focusing on character development, and as you see a lot of stars returning, you will see stars coming up through our developmental system that have never been seen on a Raw or SmackDown before. Developing those characters that you're invested in each individually so that they mean more within the programming itself. For us, it's keeping things fresh, trying outside the box things. Some are going to work, some are not, but the White Rabbit stuff was outside of the box thinking that came out of this creative team, and that leads you to be able to try new things that you've never tried. Keep the success, lose the losses. I'm not afraid of the losses. That's where I learn. These successes don't teach me nearly as much as the losses do. When things don't work, that's phenomenal. We'll figure out why they didn't work, and the next one will. I'm not afraid of any of that. It's really moving forward, but having a plan of where you want to go. Talking about the return of Bray Wyatt boosting numbers and viewership, Triple H revealed on that previously mentioned media call that the project would culminate by leading you to Extreme Rules and the incredible return of one of our biggest superstars, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's return at Extreme Rules resulted in a 30% increase in total viewership and became the most watched Extreme Rules in history. Monday Night Raw, just 2 nights later, also benefited, increasing our audience to nearly 2 million, an increase of 14% week over week. On the day of Bray's return, his newly released t-shirt from Extreme Rules became the top-selling item, not just among WWE merchandise, but across Fanatics' entire network of e-commerce sites. The WWE White Rabbit project is a perfect example of how we can use a multimedia approach to drive engagement, excitement, and ultimately revenue. Look for us to do more of these strategic creative stunts and extend storylines to different platforms that are executed beyond just our traditional TV windows. WWE truly is 24/7 programming. After being forced to step down following an investigation into hush money payments to cover sexual harassment claims, it seems former WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon will not return to the company for any role, as Fightful said. The company announced today that the special committee has been disbanded following the completion of the investigation. Mr. McMahon can effectively exercise control over our affairs, was mentioned in the company's filing on Wednesday, which led some reading that to believe that he could possibly head back to the company. One WWE spokesperson was contacted for comment and said that Vince McMahon was done and would not be returning to the roles that were taken over by Triple H and several others. Beyond that, another WWE higher-up said that the morale in WWE over the last few months has been the highest they've seen it in over a decade that they've been around. Another longtime WWE employee said that while they initially had reservations, hesitations, and fears regarding McMahon's departure and impossibly quickly coming back, that's no longer the case. They went as far as to say that everyone in charge realizes that would be a major step back for the company, and that today's filing instilled even more confidence in those that thought McMahon leaving would be a blow to the company. When it comes to potential discussions backstage in WWE of a CM Punk return, Steve Carrier of Ringside News would write that the only talk about CM Punk is among the talent, the writers, the producers, the TV production people, and everyone thinks he is poison. Look what he did to the happy and motivated locker room of AEW. In possible contrast to this report, WrestleVotes reported that Colt Cabana showing up on Dynamite last night didn't go unnoticed in Stamford. That's all I'll say on that right now. When asked about the chances of CM Punk returning to WWE in 2023, Triple H would say this: "Look, I think at any point of time, somebody in this business has thought anything like people say, would you take the call? I don't know if I can think of anybody in the business that if they called me, I would take their phone call, whether in the business or whatever, and I would answer the phone. I think we would have a conversation. But again, you know CM Punk worked with us on the Fox show, what, a year ago? And there were opportunities there, and there were people around each other at all times. You know, again, I'll never say never, but the desire needs to be there at all sides just to make things happen." According to Fightful, while friends of CM Punk have reportedly said he will never wrestle again, some have apparently said they aren't willing to rule that out, claiming that he's got the wrestling bug again. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.